Radio, and today we're looking at Lipstickpaddy's final thoughts on Factorio after playing it so much in the last week that he has to report back and tell you why this game is Game of the Year material. So take it away, Lipstick.
Well, welcome. This is my final thoughts. As it saves. This is my final thoughts on this Factorio game. This is kind of the end game of the end mode, which you've got to build this rocket and blast off into space. It's actually ready to launch, as you can see here. Rocket inventory. Now it says rocket inventory, like when you press the launch you're going to win the game, so I don't know what this is about. I do have a I have been building a satellite to put in here, but I don't know what that's going to do at all. Here it is. The satellite should be put into the rocket. What for? It will give me 1k towards research when I send this up. Apparently, okay. Well, anyway, my final thoughts. First of all, let's just go to the save. 70 hours. You can probably take away the 10 hours of the tutorial, but still, 60 hours this level's took me. 60 hours! And I'll tell you, it was fantastic. These kind of overcooked lines here is kind of the excess you need to go to construct this thing. It is an epic achievement when you get it done. But here I'm going to talk about my 60 hours experience of this game and why it was incredible, and I highly recommend you do it. I don't know why the track here has been what's going on? What is going on? There you go. Now when you do start off on your free mode, you are going to like start off the industry, but the industry of your map is going to run out and you're going to have to find a second source of that thing. Like you can see here, iron 1.1 million, iron 4.6, one down here 5.3. In fact, this was the big like 8 million when I first found it, and it was the clear candidate of choice to set up railway to it. And when this one runs out, my next candidate could be this one. It could be any of these others. I have been clearing out this area of aliens, and I'll talk about combat just in a mo. I just want to get out. But you can see here, 60 hours in. Well, first, up here, Sir Blood King was where I was first getting my crude oil and petroleum. It is a key ingredient to your factory working, and as soon as this ran out I had to find a new source, which was over here. So now this has become a massive refining place, but it just doesn't generate enough crude oil to supply all my factories when it's pumping, even though it's pumping quite a lot. So what I ended up doing to feed this system, which was then feeding my city, was actually set up Gerard Godspeed down here, which is a huge crude oil mining refinery, which was just insane. I'm actually going to travel down there and I'll show you how good the train system is. I can't believe Pedro up here has gone dark. That means they've took out your radio tower, is what that means. Anyhow, if you check your energy grid by going over to a pylon and checking it, you'll kind of see how much power is doing it. You'll notice these 38 radar towers, they take a lot of power to generate, especially when you're using them. You can set them up remotely with a solar panel. That's what I have been doing, but I ended up connecting them all into my nuclear power, because why not? And then I realized it was the radio towers that were causing so much electricity. Now you notice here, I still have level 1 assembly machines. You'll notice here the crafting speed is at 0.5. So when you're building your factory, you've got a lot of these assembly machines, what I call mini factories, working, and all your feedings from your conveyors are going into these. But as soon as you upgrade the tech to assembly machine 2, you can see crafting speed here is 0.75. So that means your conveyor belt needs to feed more into this system. But you cannot be as prepared for when you get to level 3, because this third one here, 1.25 crafting speed, 0.75, 125. So that's a huge jump. So if you put all these greens in, suddenly your whole factory will be starving of goods. And in fact, it got so bad in the late game, I had to put secondary feeds in. In fact, what originally was a train up here to get copper, I ended up making a specific copper conveyor belt coming down to feed my city, because the train alone could not feed my cities at all, because I ended up having it snaking all around my city because of what you're doing. You know, to get the research of the rocket, you need to have, if I go up to my research, oh, hang on, a little bit of a problem here with power. It's after these, even though I've got a gazillion, because this is what happens. You run around your system and you notice things that you notice there's a problem somewhere. And the problem is this is not chugging along because there's just a gazillion of these, and it's just... I'm not going to explain the nuclear power system, but it's like a little mini game where eventually you're making unlimited... It kicked some through them when I did that. You're basically making unlimited amount of the one you need, which is 235. It's basically feeding itself all the time. I said I wouldn't explain it, that's a little thing, but yeah. These things kick out a one heck of amount of energy, and in fact they get, if you look there on its description, a 200% bonus to its output when the nuclear reactors are put together. So these are epic, by the way. They really are. Now, coming over here to your research. Your research is... There's two things to be aware of here. One is feeding the ore, and the other thing is the amount of time. Once it gets all the ingredients, it's then going to set off a clock. Because if I click Energy Module 3... it will say it needs 300 of these, and it will then take 60 something, which could be 60 minutes, an hour maybe. And you can speed that hour up then by increasing the amount of these that you have. You get in the mid to late game these things which you can see I've got speed modules in. That amplifies to potentially 8 if this was put in the middle. So if I was playing a second game, I'd maybe do grids of 8 and leave this in the middle then, because it gives extra speed to everything and research comes in faster. But essentially, how do you find out there's a problem in your factory? Well, you go to the thing and you go, why have I not got any of purple, for example? And now you can see this needs purple. What's happening with purple? So you turn on all the gibberish and you go, right, purple. There's a problem at purple. I can see it's a problem of the book. So you follow the problem. Yeah, this book problem, it's not getting any of these reds. If I turn that way, it will get a red. This one wants a red. We can take that output there and feed it straight into the arms, and that will solve that problem. Now, I was pumping out reds because of the rocket factory, and it botched up everything going on with research, because when you're creating something, for example the armor can take some advanced materials that you're crafting, and you need to steal that from the crafting. In fact, I'll show you here. This box is specifically set up to capture red when they come if I need reds for something I'm doing. So I will collapse an essential line of my factory. So you're turning off research. You're turning off, could be two types of research when you're pulling from a line, but it's temporary, and you're going to be doing it like this. These will be totally going on as soon as it chunks out. One of these, waiting for copper. Oh my god, the copper, the amount of copper it needs is intense. If I yeah, I'm not going to fiddle with this. It's like it's as if I want to play it longer, and I don't really want to play it longer now that I've finished it. So essentially, you'll have different lines. So you'll go, right, I need to start off getting red research, which is up here. What I would tend to do is put a box here, because it then stores some. And if you ever have a crisis in your base because of something going on, it could be an iron crisis. If the train, for example, the aliens come and attack your line and the ore is not coming in, it might create a backlog. And if you've got a box here, they're great for backlogging up. Then you make a green line. Green is much more difficult than red to make. It needs a whole system that I have down here. And then you end up going them to the next research, and it bleeds from there really. You've got the blue section, it then goes further up into the yellow section, and these sections all need, I mean this yellow section in particular needs all of this over here to feed it. I mean, it's not easy to get. And down here the pinks needs quite a lot also, so there's kind of complexity to getting the research in, but it's fascinating to get it all in. Lots of industry up here, and it all feeds from two things. One is this plastic line coming down, and this line of sulfur coming down. This is why you need petroleum, because the plastic and the sulfur feeds so much of the network. And if petroleum doesn't come into your city, it's like 50% of your factory grinds to a halt. Anyway, imagine I've got an attack and it's over here at Finn Elsing. So what I will do is I'll go Finn Elsing, and I'm going to tell that train to get his ass back to base. Big time. You can see now he's heading through the old system that I used to have. I didn't have any water in my city, so Cato Andra is my old water mill. But since that, I've pushed water all the way into my city. It was of that much demand, and that train line is now... Right, so we're going to get in. We'll go past it now. Interestingly, the fuel here is coal. If I take coal out and say, have some nuclear fuel. You only need nuclear fuel for your trains, but it gives 250% acceleration and a massive top speed. So this is the one you're going to need for your trains. And why? Because you're going to need these to get out to your outposts, because it's got attacked. This thing's a big train. It's got like a, you know, it's a 4-carriage one, so it's not as fast. And going past old places that used to be there. And it takes a lot of effort to get out to these places. It really does. And it's a beautiful thing when you get it set up. It really is. This is like my massive ore stations that I've set up. They're just stunning to get. You can see it's got attacked and things like that, with them attacking my walls and stuff. And frankly, it could just not pump enough crude oil. There was that much refineries here that it just couldn't generate the oil to provide it. So it's getting a massive backup from my new base. So if I go to the map, He's down here. I'm going to call him. And you're going to be using these trains as like a taxi service. In fact, if you set the train up to empty the cargo before leaving, the train would still be here, right? If you do that, means the taxi is always going to be waiting for you, mostly. And I can then take him down. I'll show you this little thing that I did down here. There you go. Get on your bike. Now, when you are planning to do a resource, you've got to really get out there and wipe out all the enemies around, because they will absolutely curtail your plans, and it's a joke. It really is. This is like a definite secret operation in the dark, because there were lots of enemies around here, and once I turned the lights off, massive amounts of crude oil here, and when the train picks up, it's still, these tanks can't get full. You don't realize how much crude oil you need. It's like I've got maybe 40 of these feeding my city through my train system. Oh my god. And you can see here, I am an epic ton away from here. If you walked across there, it would take ages. And I took a little walk up here. Look at how big this bloody map goes. Oh my god. If you really want a challenge late on, come out to these end areas here where it's so big, because it is absolutely difficult. And I'm going to show you, I have actually got something that I'll show you. If you look at my map up here, you can't see any red, so that might assume you... No, train! Train! No! I want you! Train, come back. You! Come back! If you see any red on this map, that is a guarantee they are going to attack you. So you need to clear this area out. Now when the train comes back, and I remind myself to get in it. There you go. I like to colour my trains to what cargo they're pulling. This one's black for crude oil train. And the amount of times your trains are helpful to stop big attacks cannot be underestimated. It really is a beautiful thing. So you can see up here, northwest red, that needs to be taken out. Now before I go there, I just want to show you my setup. I've got the Power Armor Mark II with a massive amount of lasers on it. Notice the exoskeleton, which is why I'm moving around so fast. 30% movement with this is fantastic. I've got the Mark II shield, a host of batteries, and a portable fusion reactor which powers modules. If anything, this is good to keep your batteries going. That's what that's good for. Notice at the bottom right here, the green bar tells me my batteries are 100% full, and if that gets down to 0, you might as well come home. Because your shield's gone, none of your lasers are missing, and I, at the minute, am a boss. I am a boss, and you'll see this. Notice my equipment grid 10 by 10. The next thing that you would go for is this spider thing. And if you hover over it, it has a 10 by 6. So your 10 by 10, it goes down, but it does have vehicle weapons on it. 4 rocket launchers at 200% shooting speed. Now, my big question for this is, why would you need the spider? Come look at what I can do. And I have gone in far reaches of the north, because when your factory is working, you've ironed out the problem, your research is coming in, you're just waiting for it. So that's when you can go out and start clearing areas of the map. You'll notice my lasers here are just doing all the work, not even firing my gun. In fact, what I'm doing is just avoiding the green crap that they're firing at me, because it can kill me. Look at all these turrets here. Just try and evade. Not even firing a gun. Now, the machine gun that you have is poo-poo. And the next one you go for that is flamethrower, because it has a fantastic range. It's good for burning down trees when you want to put a train through somewhere. And then you can get the rocket launcher. The rocket launcher's got good range on it. So if you want to attack something from far, like if I want to take out that this tower here, the medium worm, I can get it from this far. But as soon as you get the laser turrets up, look at this for epic damage. When they get bigger, there's this, it's like you're dancing around. Oh yeah, the boss is here. Now you saw how easy that was. You can see my base is very clean of of these, because if they ever attack me, I go on a mega counter-attack, and it feels so amazing to clean them out. I think for me, when you do go to the, you know, far out, the big one here is called the big worm, and he'll be your nightmare when you're using the flamethrower and you come up against that guy. He will kind of make your flamethrower obsolete, and that's when you need to go to the rocket launcher. When you go to the top right, you start to get enormous worms, and they are a pain for me with my setup. I've really got to watch out because the range on them is so big. There we go. So effectively what's been happening is my base builds a research, like a new research. Let's say it's blue. I would spend a lot of resources building the factory. Walk through the middle of it all, and you get all that there. They're going to kill me, are they going to kill me? That's how dangerous it can be if you don't avoid the green. You still got to be careful when you're a boss. So yeah, you saw that was close. Close to death. Closer than I wanted to be anyway. And so you build your factory, it's working, then you go out and do some hunting, and you either run out of ammo, or in my case, I run out of batteries. This is unexplored territory out here. It looks like this is the end of the map, and I would have preferred if it was that it was this big, because I could feel like I could champion the map and clean it all out. And why not put in these places like the enormous worms and have much bigger enemies to take down? Because to need to go all that way out there to get this, when I knew the map was that big, it kind of punched me in the stomach and left me feeling like, oh, I wish the map wasn't so enormous, because, you know. And if you continue going on after the rocket launches, why can you not fill in the whole map? And why is it so big? I think it's just insane. The reason I did go out so far, by the way, is because the research for the rocket alone can take hours to come in. So you're better off just going out and having some fun. I mean, just the fact, the ones that are to be mindful of, these blue enemies, they're like a mobile turret. Whoa, all that green there, that's all these blue ones, you see. Okay, this one's a big one. Let's go around the other side. The green, it doesn't just slow you down, but it makes you predictable on what you're walking on. Oh man, the combat is juicy though, it really is. Even though I'm still whipping it. Let's take out those blues. It still is satisfying because you are close to death. It's that, I think it's like that initial. You see now my battery's gone down 20%. The sun is up. And it does recharge with the nuclear reactor in it. Not interested. Well, go on, you're so small, I might as well take you out. Well, there you go. So, yeah, that when you initially come towards these, there can be so many enemies coming at you, and that's the big problem. Once you get past that, it can be a little bit easier. You know, if the map, if I kept going this way and ended up going round the globe and coming back round the other way, that would have been nice. Just to know that it could have been achievable to not go in the rocket and just settle on the planet. And but if you look at the research, the stuff that I've still not done is the yellow stuff and this red stuff, like the artillery here, which is 2,000 resources. Are you kidding me? That's going to take forever to get this thing. And you can even put this on a train, which is insanity. Why do you even want this? Robots that fly around your base doesn't interest me whatsoever. So I got most of the research in. I followed the research that felt for me most kind of that I need, you know, that my factory needed or my military campaign needed. That's the kind of stuff I pushed. And anything exotic didn't really need, like artillery. I don't need that kind of defense because I'm killing it out there. I don't need defenses at the base. Oh, this is big. Oh, this is big when you go down. It's a vertical size one. You can come out for a breather, let your shield recharge. Oh! Oh! Get away out of there! Look how big this thing is! It's so vertical! It's a big one! Oh man, there has to be a... Look at the range on those towers! Okay, now this one's tight. Come on, lasers, you can do it! Zap them! I feel like I'm just taking down lasers at the minute because there's still enemies coming at me. Where are they all coming from? I think we've nailed them. Holy smoke. There is no way you could do this without lasers. No way. Ah! No! Get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. That was close. That was close. What are we dealing with here? A big worm. Just these big ones. I came up against an enormous one and it was hell on earth, I'll tell you. It took almost my full shield out with one hit from that thing. Alright, but this is what I'm saying. They are manageable. They are totally manageable to do. Jeez, man. Whew. No, that was so big. Now, if you notice when he runs, you can get like a bit of smoke coming off his feet. I guess it's difficult at night to see it, but there's like and even if you zoom out, you can see like a dust trail coming off his feet. It's really cool. I love the effects here. Now, this looks even bigger. Look at this thing. Now you can do like a little sneak and have a look. They've got these big biters here. They are going to be deadly. Big spitters. These are tough. And we've got big worms. Let's try that again and then kind of go inside. I can't really get in much, but I expect enormous worms out this far. We are quite far from the base. So here we are, end game fighting in Factorio. Obviously research ain't going, there's a problem in my base. Not really too cared about that. And look at this little 3 in here. The map is supposed to be procedurally generated, but I've loved the map. I've loved how the map it. Look at all these enemies. Just got to take down these spawners. Right, I'm coming out for a breather because that is a lot of enemies. Right, going in now on the counter. Counter attack! He took ages to get down that tower. That's a lot of enemies. I'm getting out secondary weaponries here. There's so many of them. And there we go, peeps. Toasted. Toasted. It got me right there, the autosave. So, yeah, you can feel like a boss, but if you go out to the far exterior, you can get absolutely nailed. Like that. So you've got to keep your wits about you even when you're such a boss. And will the spider thing be good? I guess it will be, but I'm going to lose lasers for missile launchers, which I've got good range missile launchers. And if you've got 4 of them firing so fast, that would be fantastic. So too much green down there. I need to come this way now. Oh my god, look at all these here. Peeps, here we joined this massacre. Switch! Fire! Right, we're going in with fire. Look at all that! Are you kidding me? Peeps. Welcome to the end game of Factorio. This is it, right here. I'm going to try a different tactic with rocket launchers here. Take down these spawners because there's just too many enemies. Look at this for insane. Do you even get my battery recharged then? Oh my god. You see, let's just recharge the health here before this secondary attack. Your biggest thing you've got to do here is take down the amount of enemies, because the spawns that are coming in are just epic, aren't they? And you can't go in here and take it down in one. You've got to come out, tactical retreat, hit them again. And you can see my recharge battery here, 44%. Slowly recharging with the power reactor, but very slow. When health is up, we'll go and grit our teeth and head in there to these massive... Look at all that death! Here they come. Let's burn them. Tactical retreat. Let the shield get back to normal. Take these towers out now that there's no enemies around. It's these blue enemies, I'm telling you, they are the ones you've got to be careful about. A little bit easier now with a little of combined combat. Fire's also good because it hangs around. Got my heart beating again. Come on, shield, recharge. We're going in with low health. There's too much population. We've got to take it down. Oh, man. I'm telling you, tough. Tough as old boots, guys. That's why my next research would be the spider for the military campaign that this game offers you. And it is wonderfully challenging. But what for? What? Why? Why would you want to do it? If the map was a size that weren't as epic as this, I mean, I don't know how far it goes, but if it goes to the bottom of the screen, which it looks like on zoomed out, that is just insane! So, but yeah, it has been a wonderful 60-hour experience. It sucked me in with so many late nights, you can't believe it. And it's just a dream to get it working. And you know what? What's funny? My nuclear uranium ore down here, not been attacked once. This thing. Yeah, I've got to bring sulfuric acid here to mine uranium. And if you've got if you run out of crude or plutonium, You can't make sulfuric acid, which stops production of uranium, which stops cells getting made for your nuclear power. Then power problems happen. It's beautiful how problems all chain back together. And what a game. What a game. It's definitely got to be up there for possibly Game of the Year from an indie title. And honestly, I can't recommend it more. There's such beauty of designing the complex of your... I'm just going to run past them. There is some kind of beauty to the factory you're doing, and it feels satisfying to go back and fix a problem. Like I have a problem at the minute with this not going up, which, you know, you can totally fix when you go back. You see what the problem is, you can fix it. And oh, this looks big down here. How big's this? 13 million! Oh, there's a 14 closer by, but that's a big one. You would get constantly attacked by this monster here. Let me just bite that there. There, took 2 spawn points down there. Missiles are good. I'll give it that. You know, maybe this is the strategy here. Everyone I've come at has been completely different in its own strategy, but... take it off by little sections like this. These towers here, no problemo. That's 1, 2... That's 3. Switch to, let's try and get these 2 here. These 2 here. The more you should take down of those spawners, the, oh my god. The more you take of those spawners... Guys, I'm going to take this. If you want to tune out, you've seen enough. You know the game's looking fantastic, as I've said. By all means, get it. I think you'll enjoy this experience. Game of the Year material, absolutely. It has been phenomenal. And it's cutting your teeth getting into it now, man. Oh. Going back this way is like chaos. It is chaos coming from this side. Look at all those spawns. Each one of them is pumping out a static ton of enemies. The missiles are good because they go... the towers, you see, they can ignore towers. Peeps, I've had enough. I've cracked my teeth too many times. It's time to call it in this video. It's been a long one. But, yeah... when you go back to the base and you launch your rocket, it's pretty unsatisfactory. It's just goes up and you end it, basically, and it's like dull as dishwater. It would have been nice for the rocket to go up into space and for you to look out the window down, seeing what the map looked like, fully uncovered with all those aliens that you could have gone and bit your teeth on, and or how big they get when you get into the far corners, like. But it was, you know, I guess there wasn't maybe enough time to put an end scene into the game. And, oh my god, just running through this, look at it! I just want to get out of here. I'm just an innocent bystander. Oh my god, look at that. It's the capital city of aliens. Well, guys, that's it. I'm going to head back the other way into safety. And hope you enjoyed the video. Please like the video and share it to your friends. If you want to help the channel and all that good stuff. I've been Lipstickpaddy. You take care, stay safe, and when you play Factorio, prepare for the worst, peeps, because you do get lots of fun and enjoyment of revenge in this game. Revenge is so sweet in this game. It really is. And yeah, I'm sad to say goodbye, Factorio. The scenarios don't really interest me. Although, you know, it is a fantastic IP, and Factorio 2 down the line, maybe in another 5 years. We'll see. But I'll be definitely open for that, yeah. Alright, Factorio. I can't emote goodbye, but goodbye from my Lipstickpaddy dude. You take care, and good night. Bye-bye!
Well, thanks for watching. And if you remember, you can please subscribe and like the video. And don't remember, you can also hit the bell for notices on the channel. Yeah, we've also got a Twitter you can see on our banner, so check that out too. So take care and bye-bye.